a week before my 41st birthday, he dumped me. And it was at that point that because of what society says and everyone knows that I obviously was never going to have children. And so that's where the mindset about it went. I just kind of knew I was too old. I'll fast forward in the timeline for the sake of this podcast, but I do some work on self. I live my own life and I kind of regroup and I meet a new man at the age of 44. At the age of 45, I conceived naturally, but that pregnancy ended in miscarriage at 6 weeks. But the OBGYN at the time was very kind to let me know that it was a great thing that I got pregnant naturally at my age. That was half the battle. And that if I got pregnant, she believed that I could do it again. And so I walked forward with that belief. I spent some time healing myself spiritually to make sure that I didn't get lost in that miscarriage experience. And I conceived again 10 months later.
Wow. And now you have a beautiful, healthy daughter. It's, amazing. Trying to conceive isn't just a physical journey. It's one of the most mentally and emotionally demanding experiences a couple can go through. And it's time we start talking about all of it. Hi, I'm Denise Erez, your fertility godmother, and this show is for the woman who wants to optimize their health, who is trying to conceive and wants real, honest support, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, without the overwhelm. Because this journey isn't just about getting pregnant. It's about who you become through it. And you don't have to navigate it alone. So take a deep breath. You're in the right place. Let's do this together. And welcome to the Fertility Godmother Show. Hi, I'm Denise Erez. Welcome to the Fertility Godmother Show. Today, we are talking about a topic that brings up a lot of fear, uncertainty, and questions for women who are trying to conceive after 40. My amazing guest has become a source of hope for women who have been told that their fertility journey is over. After becoming pregnant naturally at 46 and giving birth to a healthy daughter at 47, she turned her personal experience into a mission to educate, encourage, and empower women trying to conceive later in life. Through her platform, Pregnancy Over 40, she helps women navigate fertility, dating, relationships, and motherhood with honesty, optimism, and practical guidance. Her message is simple, but powerful. Just because you turned 40 doesn't mean your dream of becoming a mother is over. So I am excited to join me in welcoming Chia to the Fertility Godmother Show. Chia, I'm so excited to have you here today. Your story has really inspired so many women. So thank you so much for coming and being on with us.
And I'm happy to be here. Like, it's an honor to be a part of your podcast and just to use your platform to help women know that it's possible. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm really excited for our audience to hear a little bit about your story. So if you wouldn't mind sharing how you conceived at 46 naturally, tell us a little bit. Naturally. Yeah, it's amazing. So tell us a little bit about the backstory there. Give us a little.
Sure. I always just laugh because sometimes I have to just tell ladies, despite what they say, sex does still work,
Sex still works.
Sex still works. And so we'll lead with that. Now the backstory. No, the backstory sincerely is that I like to kind of tell it from the breakup, which is I got myself into a relationship at the age of 38 with a man who was open. He did not want marriage and children. And I justified entering into this relationship because we really had a good vibe. We really liked each other. We had a good friendship. That because I was already 38 and hadn't had children, that it obviously wasn't going to happen because I'm not one of those women that struggled meeting men or having men be interested in me. Like, for some women, like, it's hard. They can't meet anybody. And so I was like, well, if I didn't make it happen, and so obviously it's not going to happen. And also my parents didn't get legally married until I was 28, 29 years old. So I
Oh.
actually grew up in a household where my concept of commitment and marriage look a lot different. Like I saw the true definition of marriage, I felt through watching my mom and dad make it through
Mhm.
thick and thin, vows, no vows, right? So I'm like, okay, the marriage thing isn't a big deal. And obviously I'm too old anyway. And so I went into this relationship. It was miserable. He was just
Mm.
never going to really fully commit. And he saw that I was miserable. And a week before my 41st birthday, he dumped me. And it was at that point that because of what society says and everyone knows and blah, 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 that I obviously was never going to have children. And so that's where the mindset about it went in, where I
Huh.
just decided, I don't know, I hadn't taken a hormone test and nobody had told me that. I just kind of knew I was too old.
Mhm.
Um, I'll fast forward in the timeline for the sake of this podcast, but I do some work on self. I live my own life and I kind of regroup and I meet a new man at the age of 44. We met and we get intimate and I had to say, well, wait a minute. Let's talk about this because technically I could get pregnant. Like I do still have a regular period. We need to talk about the what ifs of this. And
Mhm.
he and I, we decided that, you know what? If it happens, like we would be joyful. So we wouldn't be having an abortion conversation is basically it, right? We would welcome a baby. And we agreed though that like we didn't want to do IVF. And I told him like, I'm happy. I don't want to put my body through that at this age. And I'm careful to say for any woman that is choosing that route, this isn't me projecting onto you. This is what I said for myself. I don't want to put my body through that. If it's going to happen, it has to happen naturally. And that was our agreement. Well, not too long after that, at the age of 45, I conceived naturally at 45, but that pregnancy ended in miscarriage at 6 weeks. But the OBGYN at the time was very kind to let me know that it was a great thing that I got pregnant naturally at my age. That was half the battle. And
Yeah.
that if I got pregnant, she believed that I could do it again. And so I walked forward with that belief. I spent some time healing myself spiritually to make sure that I didn't get lost in that miscarriage experience. And I
Mhm.
conceived again 10 months later.
Wow. And now you have a beautiful, healthy daughter. It's yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Healthy
What
pregnancy, carried to term, no complications, no blood pressure, no diabetes. I didn't even throw up, no bed rest. So there's also the fact that I'm proud to share with women that not only can you get pregnant, you can also shape your mind around a healthy pregnancy, that it's possible.
it is possible if we take care of ourselves, right? I mean,
Yes.
what are when you said, if you don't mind just talking about some of the lifestyle shifts that you made during that transformation, during that period, what were
Mhm.
some of those things that you think might have helped you get pregnant looking back?
I think the care of my body that for my lifetime, I think really does matter.
It does,
And
yeah.
that is
Mhm.
why on my platform, I do try to also grab the women younger because I don't think that we should just say, oh, look, I saw that lady. She got pregnant after 40. I did too. There are some lifestyle factors. I'm very proud. I'm not a smoker. I don't do drugs. I drink alcohol very sparingly. I say I cook at home more than eating out. Like I do eat out. Um, I don't rely on junk food. But I eat everything, right? Like I do live life for joy, right? So I'm
Yeah.
not. I know that there's some people they're really they're vegan or they're vegetarian or they're whatever, and they have very strict food routines for themselves, right? But for me, I just enjoy and I don't indulge, if you will. But here I am. I still have a little muscle tone. I ran track for a long time through, I was involved in sports from a young age through college. I think that helped. Um, and I sleep.
Mm,
I
sleep.
sleep, which I didn't realize how many women don't sleep. But
Yeah.
in times of life where I've suffered through bouts of insomnia, like the guy that dumped me, he worked in Australia for a period of time and I went and I visited him. That time zone change coming back wiped me out, put me in an insomnia for about a month. I've
Mm,
experienced that and I watched my body gain weight, become irritable, get constipation. I know what insomnia can do, or chronic bad sleep or poor sleep habits. Like I saw it.
Right.
So now I got myself out of that. But these are the things: sleep, cooking at home, exercising, not indulging in drugs or alcohol, exercising and surrounding myself with good people.
Hmm. Yeah, it really is. It's a really is a combination of the full life, right? It's not just like this one magic thing that
Mm-mm.
tips us over, and it's also the consistency and of being healthy and mindful and creating that as a life, as a lifestyle, not just as a temporary fix to try to get something. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
holistic approach to life.
It
Yeah.
is a holistic approach to life. I love that. Um, Looking back, do you think that there were beliefs that you had to release about age, motherhood, and timing?
Yeah, the you're too old.
Mhm.
You're you're not infertile, or in a you're not unable to conceive because of your age alone.
Right.
Right? Like, and I know you talk about this, I've seen on your channel, right? Things about a quantity. Now, this isn't something that I ran into because I did conceive by surprise. So I didn't have to, nobody counted my eggs. I don't know what my AMH was. I don't know how many I had or have. I don't know.
Yeah.
um, but really the idea that simply that because of your age alone, that you're too old. Um, Now, this isn't something that I had to let go because I had a good example about this, but I do encourage other women to let it go. And that is accepting that your age equals fatigue and that you won't have the
Mhm.
energy to do it.
Right.
I am grateful. I watched my father, who lived till 83, and he only perished due to complications from a gnarly car accident. It took a lot to take him out too.
Mm.
But
Well,
he worked out at the gym at 83. He still coached high school track. He could be out in the sun all day on the weekend. He still drove in the fast lane. There was nothing slowing down. I mean, of course, like he slowed down some, right? But he
yeah.
was full of piss and vinegar into his 80s. So this is my idea. We're not supposed to run out of steam. We're not supposed to be tired. We're not supposed to be physically incompetent. And anybody who's pushing that narrative is just pushing you towards like some big pharma or some other agenda.
Yes.
And so I would just like to just encourage ladies and drop the idea that you're supposed to be tired and that you're infertile because of your age.
I love that. I love that. Speaking of, yeah, energy is so important. It's something I talk about a lot because we need to have the energy, and people do assume, even at 30, they're assuming that, oh, I'm 30, I'm supposed to not feel as good and achy and cloudy head. And no, it's not
Mm,
because of your age. It's because of, lifestyle and mindset and all the things that we do. Yeah.
all the things.
I
Yeah.
love that you brought that up. Yeah, that's amazing. Um, you've spoken a lot about not wasting time in the wrong relationship. What would you say to women who's dating after 40 and wants children? I love the look.
A week before my 41st birthday, he dumped me. And it was at that point that because of what society says and everyone knows and blah, 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 that I obviously was never going to have children. And so that's where the mindset about it went in, where I
Mhm,
just decided, I don't know, I hadn't taken a hormone test and nobody had told me that. I just kind of knew I was too old.
mhm,
Um, I'll fast forward in the timeline for the sake of this podcast, but I do some work on self. I live my own life and I kind of regroup, and I meet a new man at the age of 44. We met, and we get intimate. And I had to say, well, wait a minute. Let's talk about this because technically I could get pregnant. Like I do still have a regular period. We need to talk about the what ifs of this.
mhm,
And he and we decided that, you know what? If it happens, like we would be joyful. So we wouldn't be having an abortion conversation is basically it, right? We would welcome a baby. And we agreed though that like we didn't want to do IVF. And I told him like, I'm happy. I don't want to put my body through that at this age. And I'm careful to say for any woman that is choosing that route, this isn't me projecting onto you. This is what I said for myself. I don't want to put my body through that. If it's going to happen, it has to happen naturally. And that was our agreement. Well, not too long after that, at the age of 45, I conceived naturally at 45, but that pregnancy ended in miscarriage at 6 weeks. but the OBGYN at the time was very kind to let me know that it was a great thing that I got pregnant naturally at my age. That was half the battle. And
Yes.
that if I got pregnant, she believed that I could do it again. And so I walked forward with that belief. I spent some time healing myself spiritually to make sure that I didn't get lost in that miscarriage experience. And I
Mhm.
conceived again 10 months later.
Wow. And now you have a beautiful, healthy daughter. It's yeah, oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Healthy
What
pregnancy, carried to term, no complications, no blood pressure, no diabetes. I didn't even throw up, no bed rest. So there's also the fact that I'm proud to share with women that not only can you get pregnant, you can also shape your mind around a healthy pregnancy, that it's possible. So, you ladies, I want you to hear me loud and clear because I have seen this too much in my own life and in watching my girlfriends. Men are often very honest about their intentions up front. If you
yes,
just care to listen to them, I'm not going to say that some men don't lie. Some do. Some women lie too, right? People lie. There's liars out there
like
on both ends of the spectrum. I am no man basher, but most men are quite honest when they tell you they can't commit, don't want to commit, would like to see other women. This is a promise ring, not an engagement ring. I'll do the best I can. They have a lot of language. They have a lot of language to tell you that you ain't the one, you're not gonna be the one. But if you're cool with that, y'all can hang out. They have a lot of ways of wording this, and it can be a white man, a black man, a Chinese man, or what I have seen it.
across the board. Yeah.
They are often very honest, and when he tells you something negative about himself, I please believe him.
Yes.
Please believe him. That is my biggest piece of dating advice. And if he is
And
not upfront verbally, like very clear and direct, give him a month and just listen and watch. The next thing will be watch his friendship circle. There is no such thing as a man who is surrounded by men who cheat, who lie, who do this and that, but he don't too.
absolutely.
My
I
my
I
my yeah, you just got to watch his environment and take notes, okay? My man, like one of the things that I really found endearing about him up front is when he took me to meet his friends. They were like all married with kids. They're family people. Very wholesome. You know, we're going to go kayaking up the river, friends, like not at the bar, not at the strip club, not, oh, me and the boys, we're going to hang out here, do this or do that. That was very telling.
there you're right. Our friends, our environment gives us a lot of clues about who we are and who others are.
Hmm.
Yeah. Great advice. Thank you for that. I love
You're
that.
welcome, ladies. I hope somebody had an aha moment. Don't waste your time, girl.
That's right. So many women hear statistics and immediately spiral into that fear. How do you
Mhm.
think women can stay realistic without losing hope?
You know, I think in this social media age, we've made it very easy. Um, there are women like me, particularly on Instagram and TikTok. You just look for like women having babies over 40 and you find a tribe of women like me. I'm not the only one that are giving the positive ends of the story. Um, you just have to see it. There's some women over 40 content creators that will share their journey. There's one that's over 40, fabulous and pregnant. I think her name is Jamie Massey. She's one, and she just did podcast interviews of all these women who had babies after 40. And the
Mm.
cute thing about her was she wasn't pregnant. She was just hoping upon hope. And she just kept creating on it until finally, with a donor egg, she had her own baby after 40. But she just kept talking to women who successfully did it. And I think that that's the main thing. I think somewhere in there, you're going to find women like me. You're going to find Roseanne Austin. You're going to find Jamie Massey. You're going to find some other ladies who have our platforms, and we're just telling our stories and we're sharing the stories of other women, and you'll see that it's possible. So when you come from the doctor's appointment and they tell you about your AMH and they tell you you don't have a lot of eggs and blah, 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 and your family says, well, do you think you should give up or do you think you should try? You just come to our platforms and you watch our positivity and you read our comments that are full of all the other ladies who are like, I'm pregnant too, or I did it too, or my mom had me at 45, and just be encouraged and just switch your mind, because I believe it's mindset first and belief first, that it's possible. That's what you do.
It is
That's what you
true.
have to do.
Yes, that's something that I really focus on is that mindset, which, I've noticed a difference between the women who are, living in that fear and the negativity and the ones that have made that flip and just tapped into belief and faith and, like if just released that control, right?
Yeah.
What are some things that you've noticed about that
Wait,
hope that
I'm so sorry to cut you off on this question, but there's a big omit from that, and I apologize, Miss Denise. But
hope
you
me
also, ladies, you have to find practitioners who believe in you. Like, obviously, you have the ladies that you should follow, like me, but you need to find practitioners like Denise who know how bodies really work and just believe in your fertility journey. And
yeah.
that's huge. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, 100%. You finding that support, your environment, your support, your practitioner, because trying to navigate, and some people don't have that. I'm going to say luxury, if you will, of having that really great practitioner, and that's where those your like communities like yourself really can help you just navigate through that. So you can just go there, do the medical piece, and then
Hmm.
leave. But I do notice that sometimes we don't always have that option to find that practitioner. We have to get that support from other places, unfortunately. And if
Unfortunately, yeah.
yeah, and
But
if you
what I,
do, it's great.
yeah.
Yeah, let's get it. Yeah.
But what I have learned though is that these support practitioners come in places that are very affordable, and they are available, right? So even if you can't afford like a functional medicine doctor or holistic fertility practitioner, acupuncturists tend to not be super expensive by the visit.
Mhm.
Prenatal chiropractors. There's now even nutritionists that accept insurance. Like there are ways to build your support squad. So while you're getting the facts and figures from your doctors, you have your team that can help build you and make you whole. And it's oftentimes quite affordable.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Absolutely. There's always a solution somewhere. We just have to keep looking for it,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
finding those pieces to help us, help support us. Mm.
Yes.
So tell me, what have you noticed about like the mindset about women who stay resilient and hopeful through the process versus the one who get consumed by it?
I think the ones who, at this stage of the game especially, who are the most resilient are the ones who also recognize that this isn't just about getting pregnant, it's about caring for your body and just simply getting
Mhm.
healthier. And one thing that I've been focusing on myself personally that I do observe in other women is the fact that no matter what, we're on a hormonal transition. We're going into
Mm.
perimenopause or menopause, whether we, Lord willing, we're going, we're not dying. So that's where we're going. We're going to make it into perimenopause and menopause. And that requires its own level of self-care and health. And so when you get onto this fertility journey and you realize like, oh, wow, my period is irregular or this hormone is out of whack or I have this allergy, you've only helped the journey that you're on anyway. And
Mhm.
so if you cannot just look at it as I got to get a baby, I got to get a baby, I have to get pregnant and look at it like I have to be healthy and I have to take care of myself anyway, then you'll find joy in the journey anyway. Because, hey, let's say you do get pregnant. Don't you want to be the healthiest mama for your baby? Don't you want to have energy anyway? So this isn't like a waste of time. You are really giving yourself a leg up for the long haul by getting your body ready for pregnancy. So just fix all your faults, everything that you keep finding wrong. It's going to make a better life for you and potentially your baby too.
I couldn't
And
agree
those are
more.
the
Yeah,
ladies that just have that viewpoint that just realize like, hey, I'm just getting healthier and I feel better and I feel good and I'm sleeping better and I lost weight. Those women that just enjoy the journey are the ones that I see are doing best on the journey.
correct. You're
Yeah.
so right. Like letting go of that control, and that's
Hmm.
something that I do when people come to me that are like just consumed by the journey. Is like, okay, let's take a break. It's on alignment for your fertility, but we are going to focus on just your overall health, mentally, physical, spiritually, because it's
Yeah.
on the alignment. And then that exactly what you said. I love it. You just said it so beautifully.
Hmm. Thank you.
Um, what does hope mean to you now?
Oh my gosh. Hope means to me, it's something that I feel like we all need. especially in this journey, because it's been made to feel so hopeless. And it just means to me not abandoning common sense, not abandoning facts and chemistry and biology, but just maintaining a mindfulness that anything is possible. And it also, for me, hope is this, it's a reminder of the godliness of this universe. Like there are other factors beyond ourselves at play. No matter if you're spiritual, religious, go to church or whatever, if you just acknowledge that this is not just about flesh and bodies and things. There's a, to me, I just call it a godliness. I don't want to intrude on anyone's faith or belief, but you just have to know. You have to make room that man isn't the end all be all. We've all seen miracles, whether it's in life or death, childbirth, somebody recovered from cancer when they shouldn't have, like they survived the plane crash. Like, I just heard of a lady that was just ejected from a plane crash 300 feet while strapped to her chair, and she is alive.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
that is a story. Oh my God.
That's a story, right? What are the chances of, like, what? Oh, I know that's a pretty random thing to bring up, but I don't know. You have to make space that there is some divine calling or intervention or something for your life, and you don't have all the answers, and neither does any other man. And that is what hope is to me. It's just the thing you have to add, and you keep in your pie chart of things to consider. Put a big square for hope and possibility, or triangle, right? The pie chart has triangles, right? And you break, right? So you have your egg quality and your egg health and your diet and your nutrition, and then hope.
Hope and possibility. Yeah.
Hope and possibility that goes into that.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, share with me one thing you would stop doing immediately if you were trying to conceive over 40 again.
Something I would stop doing immediately. Listening to practitioners who just right away go in on how it can't be done. I literally just received a comment from a lady who said she called a fertility clinic and she didn't even ask to freeze her eggs. And they just left her like this 5-minute long dialogue about how they don't entertain freezing eggs for a woman her age. She didn't even ask for that. I literally just got a comment today. And so I would really tell myself that you are going to book a team that believes in what you're trying to do. That's it. You got to choose your team, and that involves your family team, your girlfriend team, or you can have some brothers, right? You can have a brotherhood too. I had some uncles, that were cheering me on, but you have to assemble your team, starting with your medical practitioners, friends, and family that are in your corner, and stop listening to anybody else who is not, because they don't know.
They don't know. Yesterday, I had a woman come to me. I referred her to this doctor, so I felt really bad because I thought this doctor did not have this take, and I'm hoping it was just an off day for the doctor. But she went in, and she's incredibly healthy, and she told her just to go for donor egg. She didn't even listen to her. And she has eggs. She's incredibly healthy. She's into biohacking. Her biological age is like 10 years younger than her chronological age. And so we're going to obviously find a different doctor for her, but it happens. It happens. Yeah. So just take the information and, find
take it somewhere else.
Take it somewhere else.
Some of these doctors who are a little bit rough, I understand it. Like they can be, the reproductive endocrinologists and things. They'll run some good labs. So you take your labs, let them do their tests, let them, and I'm not saying that they're all bad either. Like you might get a good one, but if they immediately go in, we're reviewing your results, just say thank you for my results, and bob and nod. Don't start crying, okay? Right. Don't start feeling all hopeless. Just saying thanks, doc. Fold up your little paperwork and take it to a practitioner who's going to help you get going.
Absolutely. We have a saying around here that says, I accept your diagnosis, but I do not accept your prognosis.
I like that.
That's what we say around here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, thank you for your diagnosis, but that prognosis can go where it just came
I
from.
oh, yeah. I in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Share with me, if you could sit across from a woman listening right now who's, say 42, she's scared, discouraged, maybe feeling like she missed her chance, what would you want her to hear?
I would want her to know the number of women who I hear from every single day. Now, I'll just give you like some magnitude. Now, I don't have the biggest social media following in the world, but I'm close to 400,000 across the
Wow.
platforms. I go viral a lot. Okay. Millions of views, which generates a lot of comments. So I feel like I have a lot of survey data, if you will,
Uh-huh.
of women who are raising their hands that they successfully had babies, oftentimes multiples after 40, and a lot of times natural. You need to know it's more than what society would have you believe or have you know. I'm not going to be like there's some big conspiracy to hide it all over the place, but it's not talked about. But from what I see, it is so common, especially for ladies who are under 45. I hear all the time women having multiple babies, 41, 43, and I'm at home pregnant with my third one at 45. You wouldn't believe how often I hear it. For me, it's even surprising. And I wish I had it when I was pregnant because I was just reading Google and all the
All
news
the
that was
things
like,
that
well,
could go wrong.
the probabilities were so scary. So that's what I would tell a woman. Like, listen, you have no idea how many women are sitting at home with their babies in your age group. And when I say babies, I mean, some of them is babies, like
Yeah.
multiple that they started after 40. And you just take care of yourself, make sure he's taking care of himself, and just get going. Just get going and have a good time.
Get going, have a good time. Yes. And your guy does need to take care of himself as well. So I'm glad so that is an important key. So thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Chia, this was so empowering and I just learned so much from you sharing your story. So thank you so much for joining me today. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you'd want to leave our audience with before we say goodbye?
Listen, yes, I do. I first of all want to say follow me. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at Pregnancy Over 40, FORTY, Pregnancy Over 40. You can find me on any one of those platforms. I promise that my pledge is that my page is the positivity page. So when you come to my page, you hear good news and good news only, unless in my personal life, there's been something sad to report, then maybe I'll share it. But as far as fertility, I'm the positive lady. So you can always come to my page and find good news. That's the
Hmm.
first thing. Okay. The second thing that I would like to share is I did write an ebook because so many ladies come to me asking, how did you do it? And so I just kind of processed everything that I could think of about my life that I think may have contributed to me being pregnant naturally at my age. The book is called Pregnant by Surprise at 46. It's just a download. Um, and the reason why I bring it up, you can buy my book, not buy my book, but I think it's important that you study women who have successfully done it.
Hmm.
And that is why I wrote the book. I think there are some common denominators that if you look at us all and take the time to study us, because we did it, we've dropped some clues along the way, whether we know how we did it or not specifically. Just study us, learn from us, because there's stats and figures, and then there's lived experience, and you just have to study the lived experience as well. And from that, you'll find it mainly in my book. That's the only place you'll find it where it's all in one place. Well, I shouldn't say like this because it's an ebook.
Uh,
I don't know. You'll scroll through it. 62 pages of
okay.
everything that I could think of: mind, body, spirit, physical, relationship, moving through grief, recovering from miscarriage, how I ate, how I thought, how I healed my mind. But like everything I could think of, I put
What a
it.
resource. What a resource.
And so I would like for
Yes.
ladies to know, I think you should study us.
I love it. Yes, success leaves clues, they say, right? So that's beautiful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Those are my
Yeah,
parting words.
And your group is amazing. Your membership group site.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great group of people. I highly recommend that you use Chia as a resource because she's always looking out for you and sharing these positive stories. She's a light in this journey.
Thank
And
you.
I will make sure to have all those links in the notes so that you
Thank
can just
you.
access those easily and
Yay.
follow her and join her group and download her book.
All the
So
things.
all the things we got to do, all the things. Yes.
Mhm.
So, Chia, thank you so much again. You are a light, and I really loved our time together. So thank you for joining us.
Me too. And you are a light on this journey as well. We need practitioners like you out there in the space. So thank you for having me and becoming an ally to me and my community as well. You're very appreciated.
Thank you. All right. Until next time, I'll see you later.